So I only reviewed the Honor MagicPad 3 about half a year ago, and already it's old rubbish, get it right in the bin. Cause here comes the MagicPad 4, swapping out that old LCD panel for a lovely shiny OLED screen, and slimming down the already pretty skinny profile, while also giving performance a mighty kick up the twat. That's all at no extra cost, roughly 600 British quid. I've been using the Honor MagicPad 4 as my full-time tablet these past couple of weeks, so here's my review. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So first off, just pull this thing out of the keyboard cover. Now the Honor MagicPad 4 is a 12.3-inch tablet, although it certainly doesn't feel like it. It's quite compact for that size of screen, and that's because of the incredibly skinny, almost non-existent bezels surrounding that panel. And this may be great for the aesthetics and all, but unfortunately does cause some usability issues, because if you clutch this tablet in certain ways, your thumbs will stray onto that screen and absolutely balk the responsiveness. So you've got to learn to adjust your grip and hold it in a completely different way. Or of course just slap it into the old keyboard cover and then it's not really an issue, as long as you got somewhere flat to sit it down. But still, gotta give props to Honor for the gorgeous metal unibody of the MagicPad 4. This is now significantly slimmer and lighter than the MagicPad 3. So bloody slim, they barely even fit in that USB port. It's skinnier than a tadpole's todger, so they managed to shave about 1 millimeter off the thickness in total. They also managed to bump down the weight by about a quarter, because it now weighs just 450 grams. And they've accomplished this reduction in a few ways, partly thanks to the fresh new ultra-thin OLED display, and partly by shrinking the old battery as well, but more on that in a bit. Yes, flip the MagicPad 4 over, you've got that gorgeous metal unibody finish. Sorry, ignore this here, that's just a bit of spunky residue left over from peeling a sticker off. I'll have a go at that with the Swarfiga later, but it's a nice, slick, smart finish. The camera bump up in the top corner isn't too horrendous. And this pad certainly feels well constructed, nice and sturdy. And it's available in a choice of 2 different colours, grey or white. So only the 2 most exciting colours that I can possibly imagine. Do note there's no IP rating, unfortunately, for dust and water resistance, so be careful about getting it too moist or mucky. But so far feels pretty durable, no scratches, scuffs or nicks anywhere on this thing, despite the fact that yes, it has been, should we say, manhandled occasionally, or indeed child-handled. So this past couple of weeks, the MagicPad 4 has mostly lived inside of the keyboard accessory. This doubles as a convenient cover to help protect the MagicPad when you're traveling, and then you can simply whip it open when you're ready for action. The top half of the back end basically bends down in order to prop up that screen. Pretty much any angle you fancy, perhaps this one, or maybe a bit of this one. Or how about this cheeky wee bugger right here? I've got to admit though, it doesn't feel particularly premium compared with some keyboard covers I've tested lately, the likes of the Focus keyboards for Xiaomi's recent tablets. And also you do need quite a deep space for this to work. Resting it on your knees, certainly not the most comfortable option. It does have the tendency to just occasionally slip off a wee bit. Now you don't get a fingerprint sensor here on the MagicPad 4, it is face unlock all the way, which does seem by far the most popular option for tablets these days. To be fair, even when I've been using the Honor MagicPad 4 in the evenings or whatever, quite dodgy lighting, I've had bugger all problems with it recognising my radiant face. And then once you're in there, it's the latest Android 16 with a good bit of MagicOS 10 smothered all over the top, like a jug of cold custard drizzled onto a meat pie. And apparently you can expect 6 years of OS updates and security patching here, so it won't be defunct anytime soon, until they release the MagicPad 5 in another 6 months. And that's pretty bloody good for a mid-range tablet, certainly great to see manufacturers taking this side of things seriously. And my review model came with 256 gigs of storage, which I filled about half of that already just with downloading whopping great buggers like Wuthering Waves, but you can upgrade to 512 gigs if you really want. And of course, as usual, solid support for microSD memory cards. And yeah, multitasking might not be quite as fluid or as satisfying as what you get with, for instance, the likes of a OnePlus or an Oppo tablet. But it certainly does the job. You can quickly and easily run 2 apps side by side like so, not a problem. And you can even get a few others on the go in a window mode if you really want to make the most of that 12-inch display. You can have quite a few of these running at once. When you don't need them, you can just chuck them to the side like so, and then bring them out again when you need them. But if you actually want a bit more control, well, you can switch quickly and easily to the PC mode. And this apparently supports up to 20 windows at once. Not quite sure why you'd need that many exactly. You'd have to be one hell of a multitasker, and you can arrange them quickly and easily like so. Resize them, have them overlapping one another, no problem whatsoever. I have noticed a wee bit of shonky behaviour from some apps in PC mode, which isn't too surprising given you can basically adjust them to any aspect ratio you like. Docs wasn't loving it the other day. Trying to highlight text was having an absolute shit fit. But overall, everything's generally well behaved. Now, Honor is bigging up the MagicPad 4 as the ultimate IMAX audio-visual experience. And personally, I would say going to an IMAX cinema probably just about has it trumped, but it's still pretty good for a bit of your movie shenanigans. This 12.3-inch display has shrunk a little versus the 13.3-inch MagicPad 3, but that old LCD tech has been ripped out and replaced with a lovely, bright, super poppy OLED screen with a stunning bit of contrast. Those blacks are now inky black rather than very, very dark grey. That's perfect for those murkier moments in telly shows and movies where you might otherwise struggle to work out what on earth is going on. You got a 3K resolution, so your pics, movies, games or whatever will look pretty sharp. And sadly no, there's no anti-glare finish here, unlike some recent rivals like the Xiaomi Pad 8 Pro Matte Glass Edition. But thankfully the screen is bright enough to basically cope with all kinds of horrible glare. It's pretty bright as you can see there, so even the fierce studio lights having barely any impact on it. And the refresh rate ranges from 60Hz all the way up to 165Hz, although obviously only hits those peak levels on certain supported games. It's generally at 120Hz, that's nice and smooth for your everyday scrolling, etc. And hey, you've got so much eye comfort shenanigans tucked away in here that it's actually got its own separate section in the settings menu. So you can filter blue light, you can adjust the output so it's actually more natural tones, which is again easier on the eyes. You've got defocus eye care if you are using the screen a lot, just to help with the old eye strain. And as you can see there, 5280Hz PWM dimming, which is great news if you are sensitive to OLED flicker. I also really like the motion sickness tool that Honor shoves on these things as well, just to make you feel less queasy if you are using it in the back of the car, in a bus, whatever. And as with the previous MagicPad, Honor has stuffed 8 speakers, no less, into this tablet. You've got support for aptX HD, lossless adaptive, you've got LDAC action, bit of DTS-X Ultra support on here as well. Basically all the codecs you can think of if you do want to slap on a pair of headphones or stream to some Bluetooth speakers. But those built-in speakers are bangers. Plenty loud when you max out that volume, but the clarity doesn't really take a hit. Nice and bassy as well, you get a good bit of rumble from it. And good news for any gamers as well, because Honor has boosted the performance for this fresh generation. So the brains of the operation now are the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. So why not quite the beefiest elite level performance, but it's got more than enough grunt to cope with anything you hoy at, be it a whole bunch of apps all running at the same time in several different windows. Of course, a good bit of gaming on some of the most demanding titles you'll find on that Play Store, like, yes, my old favourite, Wuthering Waves. This thing is an absolute memory guzzler and not well optimized, so it does tend to separate the beefcakes from the not so beefcakes. And thankfully, even when I maxed out the graphics settings on Wuthering Waves, I had it running at a pretty stable 60 frames per second, mostly hovered in those high 50s, and didn't show any signs of heating up over time either. You've got a dual direction vapor chamber stuffed in this skinny frame apparently. That's right, dual direction, it apparently goes both ways. And yes, even when I was gaming on Wuthering Waves for well over an hour, this thing didn't get even more than slightly warm. Bugger all complaints with the connectivity as well. You got full Wi-Fi 7 support on this thing, so well and truly future-proofed, but there is no eSIM support or anything like that, no cellular connectivity, so you'll have to hunt out a Wi-Fi network or get a bit of hotspotting on the go if you're on the move. As for the battery, well, Honor has actually slightly downgraded the capacity for the MagicPad 4, which isn't too surprising, I guess, given the fact that it's a lot skinnier and lighter than the previous generation. But you know, even though it shrunk, it's still just over 10,000 milliamp hours capacity, so not exactly embarrassing. And this past fortnight, I found that this generally serves up around 10-ish hours of mixed use with various apps all doing their thing, bit of video streaming, bit of audio streaming. Or if you're really putting the MagicPad 4 under pressure doing nothing but gaming non-stop on Wuthering Waves, for instance, on those maxed out graphics settings with the performance mode switched on in the gaming toolbar, you can expect around 6 full hours of action still, which is a pretty decent effort. And if you do need to juice it up in a jiffy, well, no worries there. You've got 66 watt wired charging support, so bung a cable in it for half an hour. It'll keep you going for a good few hours. And then last up, I gotta say, I'm incredibly impressed Honor has managed to squeeze a 9 megapixel camera into that dinky wee slender bezel above the display. You can use this to record up to 4K resolution footage at 30 frames per second, although of course in more ambient environments like this, it doesn't look particularly Ultra HD, gotta say, a little bit grainy. But certainly more than up to the task of a bit of video chatting or whatever. The mics do a respectable job of picking up your voice and not making you sound too tinny or echoey. And then around the back end of the Honor MagicPad 4, you've got yourself a 13 megapixel rear camera, which again you can use to shoot 4K video for reasons, or just scan a document or something, I guess. And there you have it, my lovelies. That in a delicious wee nutshell is the fresh new Honor MagicPad 4 mid-range tablet. And I've got to say, it's considerably cheaper than a lot of OLED rivals from the likes of Samsung. Beautifully slim and light, and yes, the battery capacity has been reduced slightly for this generation, but the battery life is still pretty decent. Fantastic performance. The usability and general OS shenanigans not quite as good as what you'll get on the likes of an Oppo or a OnePlus tablet, but certainly does the job, and I do like that PC mode. So I've got to say, if you're looking for a beefy tablet with a gorgeous OLED display that doesn't cost an absolute fortune, it's well worth considering. But anyway, that's what this saggy old Moni Get reckons about the MagicPad 4. Be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, while you're lurking down there, why not poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell to hear an old scragger banging on about tech some more. And make sure you have yourselves a bloody wonderful rest of the week. Cheers, everybody. Love you.